Sucker Punch's Ghost of Tsushima has its fair share of tough opponents, and it's a given that some of them will be more overwhelming than others. But whether it's an honourable duel or an all-out skirmish, there are some excellent battles to be had throughout the game. Here are 15 of the best boss fights ranked from the good to the very best. Be warned that there are spoilers for the entire story and multiple side quests. KHOTUN Khan First Fight. The first real boss fight of the game, but not the first real battle with KHOTUN Khan. There isn't too much going on here, but this fight helps Jin realize his shortcomings, especially when it comes to fighting honorably against the Mongols. It also helps establish Khan as a threat, one that isn't afraid of fighting toe-to-toe if given the chance. Warlord Harunori. One of several warlords that Jin encounters throughout the game, Harunori fights with a sword and shield. It's fairly straightforward, though Harunori's unblockable shield bashes and sudden kicks can be annoying. There is some satisfaction in bringing him down though, especially after he threatened to take Jin's head. YASUHIRA Koga. A dueling ring surrounded by white leaf trees and copious thunder that creates fires around you. It takes a while to catch up to Koga, but once you do, the stage is set. Koga isn't very tough though, even if the Heavenly Strike can deal some damage and is unblockable. Still, the pacing of this battle is what truly makes it stand out, as Jin slowly begins to grasp the technique, hits Koga with it, and then watches the lightning finish him off. YASUMASA. As part of the 6 Blades of KOJIRO tale, Jin has to take out 5 different Straw Hat assassins. YASUMASA is the first of them, and this will likely be your first encounter with attacks like the Dragging Sweep and the Running Charge, both of which are unblockable. Set in the old Kanazawa Marsh, there's a certain mood to the fights that makes it one of the better duels by this point. General TEMUGE. Making use of the same tactics as Harunori, like unblockable shield bashes, General TEMUGE mixes things up in the most metal way possible, with a flaming sword. This introduces even more unblockable strikes, and one must quickly adapt, breaking TEMUGE's guard and seeking openings wherever possible. After much back and forth, Jin beheads the general and enters Ghost Stance for even more carnage. Spirit of Yarikawa. A beautiful yet oddly supernatural vibe hangs over this fight. After reading the words, "Yarikawa's vengeance has come for you," the spirit appears, seemingly as an ordinary warrior. Don't be fooled though. On top of taking a lot of punishment, she moves quickly and fluidly chains attacks together. Eventually, like with Koga, Jin picks up on the Dance of Wrath and cuts down the spirit once and for all. BETTOMARU. Unlike General TEMUGE, BETTOMARU is much more proficient with a flaming blade, combining a typical 3-hit combo with a rush attack that travels frighteningly far. While a comparatively more measured fight, especially since there's no surrounding chaos, the pace quickens when Jin ignites his own blade to win. A duel between flaming blades, need we say more? TOMOTSUGU. As part of the 5 assassins that must be defeated before facing KOJIRO, you meet Tomotsugu while he's fishing. Unlike the others, he's respectful, even if he won't back down from the fight. The crashing waves are actually quite fitting here, because if you're not careful, Tomotsugu's unblockable slashes can quickly overwhelm you. Jin offers another surrender midway, only to be thanked, and that makes it all the more sad to slay Tomotsugu.
I hope you find true honor in your next life.
Tengu Demon. When you finally get a hold of Uchitsune's bow, Jin is pulled into a strange battle with the Tengu Demon, who's actually a swordsman with a Tengu mask. Dozens of birds encircle the arena during the fight, adding to the drama, and looking damn cool as well. As for the Tengu demon, he hits pretty hard and has several unblockable attacks that can make this a desperate battle, to say nothing of his regular attacks. KOJIRO. For a fight that takes place in one of the most serene locations in the game, KOJIRO can be a bit of a pain. He possesses multiple unblockable strikes, some of which can catch you off guard. Still, it only adds to the exhilaration of the fight, especially with KOJIRO's declaration of killing 1,000 people and wondering if Jin will be the one to end him. And hey, you steal his clothes after slaying him, which is an all-round win. RYUZO First Fight. Due to the past friendship between Jin and RYUZO, this fight feels more personal, with the numerous floating lamps further adding to the mood. As such, RYUZO is appropriately skilled, whipping out extensive combos and techniques while dealing fairly good damage. Parrying his stabs and opening him up for counters is important, but RYUZO mixes it up with enough moves to keep you on your toes. Lady Masako. Lady Masako's tale is a tragic one, which makes it all the more rough when you have to fight her. Obviously, she wants revenge for her family, but Jin is trying to unite Tsushima to battle the Mongols. Thus, the duel begins among the autumn leaves, and Masako's brutality is quickly established. From heavy, quick strikes to a sick tackle that can lift Jin off his feet, it's rough just staying alive. Eventually, the battle ends with the arrival of the Mongols, and the duo set aside their differences to wreak havoc together before reconciling, and Masako promising to not try to kill Jin again. RYUZO Second Fight. If the first battle with RYUZO cut deep, then the second is even more heart-wrenching, as Jin can't accept what his oldest friend has done. Of course, RYUZO has nothing to lose at this point, so it's one last duel with the ghost. Even when you have more techniques and health, not to mention better armor, he still poses a strong challenge. There are even some new moves like an unblockable kick. By the end, Jin gives his former friend a warrior's death, but his trials have only just begun.
Jin, please.
Goodbye, Ryuzo.
KHOTUN Khan, the second fight. Round 2 has finally arrived, and while Jin has leveled up significantly, the Khan pulls out all the stops. What starts as a one-on-one duel, with Khan's Guandao possessing some pretty good range and damage, eventually breaks down into the KHOTUN poisoning Jin and making a break for it. Jin catches up to him on his ship, and after slaughtering soldiers of all kinds, resumes the battle with the Khan. It's not long before the ship is ablaze as well. Finally, Jin shatters the Khan's shield and beheads him, finally ending the conflict with the Mongols.
And another will come. We will be remembered forever.
No, you will be forgotten.
Lord Shimura. Of course, it just can't end there for Jin. The Shogun has disbanded Clan Sakai and demands the ghost be executed, a duty that falls on Jin's uncle, Lord Shimura. There's a certain dread leading up to the moment, as the two ride together through the gorgeous countryside and eventually end up in the family cemetery. Jin honors his family and then reflects on his loss, his clan, everything leading up to this point. In a way, it's kind of fitting, since the relationship between Jin and his uncle forms a major crux of the story. Still, it's a shame to see it play out, and no matter what choice you make, whether to spare Lord Shimura's life or give him a warrior's death, this hard-fought victory ultimately feels hollow.
I have no honor. But I will not kill my family. The ghost will be hunted for the rest of his days. I know.
And that wraps it up. If you like what we're doing, please consider subscribing to our channel. We upload new videos daily, so make sure you don't miss them by subscribing. We appreciate your support, and we thank you for checking us out.